What's up, guys? Episode 3 of my penile implant journey. This is, wow, it's been, I think a month. It's been a month now, 4 weeks or so. Um, Not anything major to really update. Really, once you get past week one and probably for the next anywhere from 4 to 6 months after that, it's just a lot of cycling, um, getting used to the cylinders in your penis, in the sense that when you're flaccid, just how it feels, because obviously your penis is no longer uh, completely limp and limber. So just finding a position in your underwear and your pants. For me, what I've found is just pointing it straight up is what's easiest and best. Um, I've tried pointing it kind of down to the side, and it just does not. It's not comfortable because I seem to, no matter how much I deflate it, a little bit of fluid gets back in there, so it's hard to keep down for me. Um, Really though, after the first maybe 2 weeks, uh, you start to get more comfortable with the feeling of the pains seem to kind of subside a little bit, the aches and pains and dog ears and all of that. Man, there was a point in week, I think it was week two or the beginning of week three maybe, where I was just getting really annoyed with just how it felt. Um, and another dude who got implanted around the same time as me, we've kind of texted back and forth, and he was saying the same thing. I actually just started wearing two pairs of briefs, or a pair of underwear and a pair of briefs, or even sometimes I've gone with briefs and then underwear over the briefs. Uh, if at least if you're pointing it up, I mean probably the same thing if you're pointing it down too, but you the more support you have right in kind of the pubic region, the more comfortable you're gonna feel. It's kind of hard to explain, but kind of the very middle of the cylinders, when it's deflated, it's a little bit limber, and so if you don't have enough support right in that region, it's like that part almost starts to bend in a sense, which is just a little frustrating. But the last week, I've had no issues with it. I mean, I know it's still going to get better than what it is now, but I have really had no complaints. Um, the bulge hasn't been a huge issue. Nobody has said anything to me, and throughout most of the day, I'm not too concerned with it. It does not look like you have an erection. It just looks like you have a big dick, which I sort of had a problem with before. Anyways, anytime I would walk or stand, um, my my flaccid penis would have blood inflow into it, and I would just have kind of a thicker, longer flaccid. My wife used to actually get pissed off about it because she thought girls would always be looking at it. Um, so yeah, as far as cycling, for anybody who doesn't already know this, cycling just means pumping up the cylinders to full. Uh, the first 6 months to year, really even to 2 years, research has shown if you do it for 2 years, it can help it grow. You basically just pump it to full for, depending on the urologist, different people say, differently. I've seen anywhere from 10 minutes to an hour. So I've been doing it in the morning and at night. I've been doing it for trying to get as close to about 50 minutes as I can. Um, and really that is just to help it grow. You can actually gain size both in girth and length if you aggressively cycle. So not all urologists tell you this, but the Coloplast Titan, obviously the big plus of it is it's got girth, and especially it's got girth that can grow. Um, a lot of people think and say that it does not expand in length. So if I were to pump it right now, it's not really going to expand in length. But if you cycle it over a long time span, let's say continue cycling it over a year, it will grow in length, or it can grow in length um, from day one till day 365 or whatever. There's actually research that shows that too. So I mean, you should expect to get anywhere from a centimeter to, I don't know, 3, 4 centimeters if you aggressively cycle it. So that's why I'm aggressively cycling it. I had a 1 month checkup last week. Actually, it's almost Thursday, so it's almost been a week now that I was at just under my 1 month checkup. Uh, my doctor, Dr. Tatum, says he's really happy with how it turned out. No major complaints there from him. My only issue I still brought up was just that right cylinder tip. The tips don't go all the way. Well, kind of weird because the more I'm cycling, I'm kind of feeling like the tips actually are, or the cylinder tips actually is moving into my glands more. Maybe I'm imagining that, but it kind of feels like they're at least halfway in. Um, they're at least a third, if not halfway into the glands. The strange thing is my right corporal body, which is just kind of the right side of your shaft, where my right cylinder is. He said at the end of that body, instead of ending straight, for some reason it sort of like ends with a slight turn to the right, which is why my tip kind of pokes at that the end at right there, right like below or beside my glands. Um, and so, as I've mentioned, I get a little bit of floppy glands if I'm laying on my back with that. He said he considered doing, I believe it's called like a glandnospecty or something like that. But he doesn't like to do them during an implant because it increases the risk of infection. Basically, what that is, he just would take a little bit of my foreskin on the underside and then just pull it, sew it together. So basically, it makes your glands less mobile. It kind of makes them stay in place more. So if my glands were to stay in place, that right tip wouldn't poke out the side quite as far. So he said, give it a few months, uh, and just let him know if I want to have that operation, the glandopexy. I'm gonna actually pull up my notes to see if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And that he can do it if needed. And basically, glandulopexy, glandulopexy is how you pronounce it. Um, yeah, so really, it's up to me at this point if I want to have that done in a couple months. Really, I just need to test this thing with a woman and see how it goes that way. Um, one of the things with my ex-wife, which sucks, but and sucked, but I never really got to have sex with her laying on my back, cowgirl position. Um, Primarily because of the ED I had, and I would never have 100% erection. So I was always extremely fearful that, like being anywhere from 70 to 90% erect, that was going to break my dick by her riding on top. So that was her favorite position. I would have loved to have been able to do it. Um, but here I am again, not knowing if I'll be able to do that position just because of the way this tip sits. Odds are, honestly, I'm first of all, I'm wondering if I have a condom on, if it's gonna help my glands be less mobile because maybe it's supporting it more. But also, I have a feeling once my penis is in a vagina, the vagina just keeps the glands. Glands can't really flop anywhere inside a vagina because it's got almost this like shell, the sheath keeping it in place. I don't know. I haven't had sex with it yet, so time will tell. Um, as far as the bulb, the pump in the penis, or it's not in the penis, but in the scrotum, I'm not having any issues with that. It is not bothering me. Um, okay, maybe that's partially a lie, and I'll get to that. But by and large, I don't have any concerns or annoyances with it. Uh, Most of the time that I see my scrotum in the mirror, you can't really tell that there's like this third thing in there. My scrotum is a little bit smaller or shrunken because of testosterone replacement therapy. Um, Maybe in the future I'll hop on HCG because every time I do that, it does seem to increase the size of my scrotum. See how it looks then. But no, no complaints. I'm actually getting to a point now where I'm almost able to like cross my legs throughout the day when I'm sitting. Um, Definitely starting to be able to sleep on my side a lot easier without a pillow between my legs. Still not able to sleep on my stomach, and it's just because of the tips. So I have a massage scheduled next week that I'm not probably not gonna be able to lay on the massage table with my stomach off to make up, that I had a hernia operation or something and have to lay on my back the whole time, which sucks because I am a stomach sleeper. Don't sleep very well on my back. However, I've noticed my shoulder feels better since having to sleep on my back, so I guess that's a plus. All right, so as far as having sex with this thing, um, I had a lady over last Wednesday that I was kind of hoping to use it. It's actually the first time I've met her in person. We have a mutual friend and mutual situation we're going through, which kind of helped us hit it off through text. Decided she was going to come over. She's I had only ever seen her through pictures, and I actually remember seeing pictures of her when I was even married, and I remember thinking that this chick is a fucking dime. Um, she actually recently got fake breasts as well, which is cool. For some reason, I feel like I've already told you guys this story, but I don't think I have. Um, Anyways, when she showed up at the door, she just had way too much fake tan on, and just the way her hair was colored with the fake tan just made her look way older than what she actually is. I mean, she's 30 years old. It made her look like she was like 45 with I don't know. I don't know. It was just a big turn off to me. So unfortunately, I just drank a couple glasses of whiskey, chatted with her for a few hours, and sent her on her way. Now, I did tell her afterwards, not a big fan of the fake tan. also told her she actually asked me what color I prefer her hair, and so I told her the color I prefer, which is blonde. So in a nice way, I let her know that she does not need to be fake tanning. She looks her best, and she has her blonde hair and just her natural skin color. And I've already seen in pictures that she's started changing it. So maybe I'll have her over this weekend. She won't have as much fake tan on, and then maybe I'll finally get a chance. But beyond that, I feel like this is almost like a therapy session. But I hopped on Hinge dating app. First time I've ever been on dating app before, and had a date 12 hours after this chick left my house. Just a lunch date, went pretty good. But as anybody who's been on online dating knows, chicks are flaky, extremely flaky on this. So even though it was a really good date, trying to set up a second date has been annoying, and so I'm not gonna push it anymore. And the prospects on Hinge don't seem all that promising. So for now, seems like if I want to test this new bionic penis of mine, it's probably gonna have to be this laugh I had over the other night. I'll keep you guys updated on that. I'm sure the main reason anybody's even tuning in, and some people have been sending me messages, is just find out how did it work the first time I had sex. So I'll let you guys know. Um, as far as masturbating with it, orgasms last way longer, definitely stronger, which is nice. Um, definitely if you're pumped up all the way, like to 95 to 100%, it's harder to orgasm. Still able to do it, just took way longer than normal, which in a sense may be beneficial for some people. Um, so yeah, trying to. Oh yeah, the other thing I should add, um, there's a stretching protocol Dr. Tatum is having me do, which I haven't heard a lot of other physicians do. But basically, he has me. This is twice a day as well, and he just is having me do this for 2 weeks. Basically, when you cycle it, pump it up all the way, so you can't pump it up anymore. And this can be a little bit uncomfortable, but you stretch it in all four directions. So you're pulling it all the way pointed straight up, like towards your belly button, skin to skin, 10 seconds, all the way to the left, all the way to the right, and then as far down as possible, 10 seconds each way. Not comfortable, especially the first couple days you do it. Definitely gets easier. And that is just to help stretch out the material of the implant as well as to break up any scar tissue that could be forming. And so when you do that, right when you're done with those stretches, usually you can get a few more pumps in, or at least some baby pumps, which adds more air to it, allows the cylinders to stretch more, which allows you to hopefully gain back more size over time. So that's the newest thing I've been doing. Um, don't have anything else to add that I can think of. Everything else has healed up really good. Um, so if you guys have any particular questions, leave a comment and I will gladly answer that. Probably the next time I update you guys, my bionic virginity will have been taken. That's the goal. All right, guys. Later.